Today we're going to be taking a look at the best hitch options for your 2016 Lexus NX. So up top here we're going to have our Draw-Tite, that's going to be a Class 3. In the middle we're going to have our Curt Class III, and then finally on the bottom we're going to have our Curt Class II. Now since our NX Lexus has two different models, they have the 200 Turbo and the 300 Hybrid, I do want to go over which one of these is going to fit each one. Now all three of these are going to fit the Turbo model, but the two Curts are going to fit the hybrid models. Now right away, just looking at our hitches, we are going to notice some major differences. Now both of our Class 3s are going to give us a 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube opening, and both of them do have a reinforced collar, just a little bit different style to them. Both of our Class 3s are going to have a 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube opening, and they're both going to have reinforced collars, just a little bit different style and a little bit different look to them. Now the Curt Class II is still going to have that reinforced collar, but it's going to give you an 1.25 by 1.25 receiver tube opening. On the Draw-Tite, it's just going to have a little bit more of a rounded style collar to it. Now as with the Curt, it's going to have more of a clean flush cut look to it. Now our two Class 3 hitches, since they do have that 2-inch opening, they're going to have a really wide variety of accessories that are going to be available. Now they're both going to use a standard 5/8 pin and clip. So the pinhole right here, now neither of the kits do come with these, but you can pick up on our website using part number PC3, or you can find a locking device to secure all your accessories. Now on the Draw-Tite, you might notice that there is a secondary hole in the receiver tube here, and that's going to be specifically used for the J-pin stabilization device. Now this is sold separately, but the way this is going to work is it's going to go into the hitch pin hole, and then this hook right here is going to go into that secondary hole, and that's going to apply pressure to the accessory inside the receiver tube, and that's going to keep it from rattling around when we're driving down the road. It's going to have a nut to keep the pressure on our accessory, and it's also a locking device, so we're going to be able to keep everything nice and secure. Our Class 2 Curt is going to use the same method of attaching any accessory to the hitch pin hole. However, we're going to be using a standard 1/2-inch pin and clip, and these are included in the kit, which is always a nice bonus. Now as far as the safety chain connection points go, they're all going to have a plate style welded to the bottom of the receiver tube. Now the Curt is going to have somewhat of a smaller size hole, so you want to keep that in mind if you do have some larger hooks. And that'll be for the Class 2 and 3. They're not really going to be any different sized, so you just want to make sure, you want to keep that in mind to make sure you can get those hooks on there and not have too much trouble. Now the Draw-Tite is still going to have that plate style welded to the bottom, but it has a much larger hole where I can almost get my entire hand through the opening, so we're not going to have too much trouble getting those on or off. Another nice feature of our Draw-Tite is they have a built-in bracket, so we can mount any kind of electrical connector here, such as your 4-pole or a 7-pole on the back of your car. And if we look at our three hitches, we are going to notice that the two Curts are going to seem a little bit wider, and they're going to have a little bit different style of mounting points. Both the Class 3 and Class 2 Curts are going to install exactly the same. They're going to use two existing mounting holes in the frame on each side, and we're just going to have a couple different bolts that we're going to put into some existing weld nuts. Now our Draw-Tite is still going to use factory mounting holes, and we're not going to have to drill for any of our hitches. However, the Draw-Tite is going to come to the bottom instead of wrapping to the outside of the frame. We will have to temporarily lower the exhaust for all three of our hitches to be installed, but we're not going to have to cut or drill anything on our Lexus. As far as weight capacity is concerned, our Curt Class II is going to have a 350-pound tongue weight along with a 3,500-pound gross trailer weight rating. The Curt Class III is going to have a 525-pound tongue weight along with a 3,500-pound gross trailer weight rating, and it is rated for use with weight distribution systems. Now the tongue weight's going to stay the same with that, and it's going to jump the gross trailer weight rating up to 4,000 pounds. Our Draw-Tite is going to feature another 350-pound tongue weight along with a 3,500-pound gross trailer weight rating, and is rated with weight distribution systems as well, and that's going to bump up the tongue weight to 400 pounds and the gross trailer weight rating up to 4,000 pounds. With those weights in mind, I want to mention that you should always double check your Lexus's owner's manual, and you never want to exceed the manufacturer's recommended weight. So to sum everything up, if installation is a big concern of yours, I think any of these hitch options are going to be a good choice because they're all going to use factory weld nuts in the frame, and they're all going to install relatively the same. If appearance is your biggest issue, again, any one of these 3 hitches are going to be a good choice. They're all going to sit relatively right below the bumper. We are going to be able to see that cross tube right underneath, but it's not going to be distracting from our Lexus. If weight capacity is a big concern of yours, I would definitely go with the Curt Class III because that's going to give you that added tongue weight, and it is rated for weight distribution systems, and it's going to have the highest rating out of all 3. As far as versatility goes, I think the Draw-Tite would take it here purely because of the ability to have the J-pin stabilization device, which is going to be great for any accessory that doesn't have a built-in anti-rattle, as well as the electrical bracket that's already pre-installed for us, so we can mount any kind of accessory we want. And that'll finish up the look at the best hitch options for your Lexus NX.
Thanks for watching. Click the link in our description below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com. And leave us a comment if you have any questions.